Sorry guys, we had some network problem, but I think we're back again live, yeah? Yeah, I think my microphone is now okay, yeah? Okay guys, sorry. I was showing you something very simple. I won't post the first session because we are very dense. Thank you. I was saying my classes are always 14 days. The first 2 days theory, the second 2 days brewing, and then the last 10 days is practice. My sister, if you practiced for 10 days something and you cannot get to master something in 10 days, this is not for you. Look for something else to do. Don't waste your time. I'm telling you. Let me give you an example. Right now in Dubai, a visa is for 2 months, right? 2 months visa. Let's say somebody comes in Dubai and you've spent 3.5 to come in Dubai, yeah? All the transport costs, the air ticket and visa and everything. You reach Dubai and then you pay for a bed for 500 1 month, right? So if I take you in for class and I say you'll be in my class for 1 month, like other people do, the courses are for 1 month. If I take you for 1 month, it means this 3.5, we divide it into 2. This is 175, yeah? And then this 500, you paid for a month, yeah? This is 500, yeah? And then for the money you pay for classes, because those classes, they charge 2,000, right? So we are giving accountability for 1 month. So the transportation to and fro to the school and everything, let's say we use 200. You understand? It means if I put you in my class for 1 month, this is the total amount of money you're going to spend in 1 month. Simple mathematics. Yeah? So if you spend this money in 1 month, then it means in the next month, you must get a job immediately. Because in Dubai, if you finish the 1 month without a job, starting the next month, now you're looking for money for visa change. And then you're paying more money for a bed and more costs, eating, blah, 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 and everything. The more time you spend in the class, the more money you spend. Do I make sense? Yeah? The more time you spend in the class, the more money you. The less time you spend in class, the less money you. So if you come in class, if you walk in my class with a purpose, with a goal, with the passion, with the zeal, you say now, I want these 2 weeks to focus, learn everything, go look for a job. It means at least, because if I showed you in just 4 days, you know theory, you know how to brew, it means in 10 days, if you use 3 days, at least you can do something. It means now a total of 7 days, this is 1 week. You can go for an interview and pass it. Am I correct or no? Am I correct or no? Meaning on your visa, you still have 3 weeks on your first month visa. By using only one. And in this 1 week, remember my cost is 1,002. Now, you want to go for a cheaper route or the longest route? What people don't know, spending more time in class doesn't mean that you will get to understand everything. No. Learning is just the level of concentration. I can produce a barista in 5 days, I swear. I've done it before. So many times. It's just the level of concentration. It's just the level of concentration. I don't need to keep you here for 1 month. Ugandans think, Barista, yes, I'm coming for a course next week. Okay. So after the course, do you give me a job? So they think barista is a walk-in. You just walk in, you learn, and then tomorrow you go for work. This course, so many people take it, but less people pass it. If you see a class of 20 people, just know, if you're a good teacher, you will pass 12 or 13 people, the 7 will fail. I'm being honest with you guys. Whenever I look at you like this, I just see now this class, at least I'll get 7 baristas. The rest will fail. I'm not God. I'm not an angel. I'm telling you, this is real talk. The more people who pay more attention in class, they win. Let me tell you something. I'm one person who cares about almost everyone. I get jobs almost each and every day. I recommend my students each and every day. This is why in my school, most of the people progress, because after class, I happen to have more connections. But this is not something that I promise somebody. Whoever comes in your inbox asks one question, Barista, after training, do you give me a job? I have no jobs, but I get connections. And if I get connections, I'm not the one to go for work. No, I have to send my students. But I cannot promise you this. If the connection doesn't come, you want to eat me alive? What? You want to always pressure me. TIMO, my visa is expiring. You promised me. I don't make promises. And this is something most people do. They promise people things they cannot fulfill. At the end of the day, you start getting conflicts with people, starting fighting with people. What if I'm here in class and somebody knocks on the door? It's the student from last week asking for his job. What? I have no debt. I have nobody looking for me. I'm telling you, I swear, if everybody who came to my inbox, I promised these people jobs, I would be the richest guy in Dubai. Can I repeat what I'm saying? Because whenever I finish my life, there is no coffee live that you will find which has more people viewing than I have. For every coffee class that you will find, you will see 10 people, 20 people maximum, 11 people, 6 people, 2 people, 3 people. On my live, I always have to have 100 and so people watching. Just know, by the end of my life, I always have something like 3,000 people or 4,000 people watching my live every day. So you don't know how many phone calls I get every day. My inbox is always like this. But everybody comes with the same question. Do you give me a job after? Can you help me get a job after? So if I said yes to everybody, I would be the richest guy in Dubai because I could make something like 60 million every month. I'm telling you. But for me, I know my limits. I don't want stress. Even calling me makes me mad. So how about pressuring me for a job that I don't have? You will make me run mad. You understand? So to save myself, save my space, TIMO, can you get me a job? No. This is a school, not an agency. You're not working in Makerere. You went to school in Makerere. Is it where you're working from? No. After you study, you go look for a job. That's it. If I have a connection, I give it to you. But it's not in my mandate. It's not me to look for a job for you. Sorry, my sister. My job is to train, give you the best possible skills for you to go get a job. Fake promises have put Ugandans in so many dilemma. Fake promises, always. You come out. But I know myself. I get connections almost in every other day. I can get like 2 connections or 1. I cannot spend a week without 3 jobs. I cannot, unless if I'm dead. Because everybody who makes coffee in Dubai, they know. The best teacher in Dubai is Barista TIMO. So whoever has a vacancy, he has to look for me. TIMO, do you have somebody? TIMO, do you have somebody? I want somebody slim. I want somebody big. I want somebody short. I want somebody brown. I want somebody in my inbox always. But I cannot promise it to people because what if it dries? What's going to happen? Pay attention in class. Please. For you, not for me. I'm not looking for a job. I'm okay where I am. Pay attention in class. It's for your own sake, guys. When you win, you will not remember me. I've had so many students here. Teacher, you're the best. Teacher, you wait. If I get a job, Baba, you're going to see. Nobody comes back. Teba kulimba. Nobody comes back. Let me give you the mindset of Ugandans. He thinks if he paid you money for school fees, yeah, you don't, like, you owe him nothing. You understand? But you pay 1,000 for school fees, you get a job for 3,000. You understand? You're working. I don't look there. But they don't appreciate. This is why when I see somebody in class, teacher, I am telling you, when I get job, my first salary you will see. I'll make it happen for you. I'll make magic for you. Over there, do you know how long I've been running this school? I've been running it for 5 years. I've seen these promises over and over again. I've given free classes for so many people. No one has ever returned. No one can return. So that's why when you're in my class, I mind my business. I don't make friends with people. No, you're not my friends. You're here, you're my students. After class, go home. Don't call me. Don't message me. Don't ask me if I'm okay. Or what do you want to do? Teacher, how are you today? Over there. But teacher, how are you today? How are you today? Don't ask me such things. Somebody say, I promised my teacher, but I've never gone back. No one can go back. Tewakulima, no one can come back. No one can. They just say for the gallery. Obakubire mungaro. Okay. This class is going to be very short. Pay your utmost attention. We proceed. This is brewing. This is brew. I won't go back to what we saw yesterday. The videos are on your YouTube. You can go check my YouTube channel. You can go to my Facebook channel. You can go have your class. I know most of you were dozing in class yesterday, and I'm not responsible for that. After this, I'm taking you here. I take you there. We finish the journey. Ofunyem tofunyem, that's your problem. That's no longer my problem. I'm tired of stressing my people. I'm tired. Thank you. One more guys in my comment section, yeah? What is Bobby Wine doing on my live? This is a fake Bobby Wine. That's a fake Bobby Wine. Brewing, yeah? We said brewing is the contact time of coffee and hot water. The moment we get coffee and we pour hot water, the contact time this hot water is infusing with this coffee, this is what we call brewing. Yeah? So, this, what you see here, these are methods of brewing coffee. Someone can call it manual brewing. Yeah? Someone can call it pour over. Someone can call it brew coffee. Or somebody can call it filtered coffee. Yeah? So, if somebody says, do you have manual brewed coffee? It means this. This coffee is brewed manually. Manual means something you do with your hands. Pour over means the same thing because we use hot water to pour over the coffee. You understand? Somebody can call it brew coffee because this coffee undergoes through a brewing process. Someone can call it filtered coffee because in this coffee we use filtered peppers. You understand? We use filter peppers. This is why somebody can call it any name from what I've just mentioned. Are we together? So we ask ourselves the question, what we are looking at here, I don't know, guys watching live, you can see properly. What you're looking at here, these are the most popular methods of brewing coffee. These are the most popular methods of brewing coffee. Yeah, this is called a Chemex, this is called a V60, and this is called an AeroPress. There are so many methods of brewing coffee, but these three stand out because of their significant way of bringing out coffee. Guys watching live, is my microphone okay? Give me a thumbs up if my microphone is okay. Give me a thumbs up if my microphone is okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. So, as I was saying, guys, there are so many methods of brewing coffee, but these three you see here, these are the most popular ways of brewing coffee. The most popular. It being something to be popular means wherever you go, you will find. You understand? There are so many other ways of brewing coffee. Now, I say this is called a Chemex. This is called a V60. This is called an AeroPress. But there are others. There are the French press. I have it here. There are the Siphon. There is Kalita. There is Games. There is Origami. All these other mocha pot and everything. All these other brewing methods, they are not popular. If you go for a cafe, a specialty coffee cafe, you're most likely to find this, but you're most unlikely to find any of this. Some people have them, some people don't. Some people have them, some people don't. But if it's a brewing place, if it's a cafe and they have brewing gadgets, these three you must encounter. These are the cores of brewing because of their significant way of bringing out the coffee taste. You understand? So, as we proceed, as I say, gentlemen, as I said, guys, this is called a Chemex, and this is called a V60, and this is called an AeroPress. Okay, a Chemex, a V60, and an AeroPress. Now listen to me very well. If a customer walks in a coffee shop, this customer knows what he or she wants. You either want your coffee to be strong, you either want your coffee to be light, or your coffee to be balanced. I repeat myself. If a customer walks in a coffee shop, he or she wants a strong coffee to start his day, or a balanced coffee to make his day go by, or he wants a light coffee because he has to sleep later in the night. You understand? So, if a customer walks in a coffee shop and says, I want a strong coffee, we always recommend an AeroPress. If somebody says strong coffee, what does this somebody mean? Something to be strong, or strong coffee means coffee which is too much concentrated. It's like getting milk from a cow. If you drink it fresh, it's too strong. If you add a cup of water, it's still milk, but it's not as strong as it was before. So these levels go declining like that. Are we together? So strong coffee means coffee which is too much concentrated. So AeroPress gives us a strong. If somebody wants a light coffee, we always recommend an AeroPress. Sorry, light, a Chemex. Yeah. If somebody wants a balanced coffee, we always recommend a V60. I beg your pardon. You understand? So, Mukwano Towandika, you have these things in your book, please. Just look at me or look at the blackboard. Focus, please. Focus, please. So, as I was saying, When we want a strong coffee, we recommend an arrow. When we want a balanced coffee, we recommend a V. When you want a light coffee, we recommend a Chemex. Are we together, guys? As I said, guys, if you know what you find in your coffee, then we ask ourselves, how does this coffee, some light, some balanced, and some strong? Why? Reason number one, factor number one is the filter paper, the filter papers that we use. You understand? If you hold this filter paper and you hold this one and you hold this one, you'll find out that this Chemex filter paper has a more thick body, a more hard body. Thick, very thick. You understand? This one has a balanced body. It's not as thick as this one and it's not as thin as this one. This one has the thinnest body. This one is for the AeroPress. You understand? So now we come to just simple common sense. Since this filter paper is more thick or has a more thick body, it means if I open it and I put coffee inside, if I pour coffee inside, when I pour water, it will absorb most of the coffee oils and soluble compounds because it has a more thick body. Most of the oils will be trapped inside the filter paper, and most of the soluble compounds will also be trapped inside the filter paper. It means, yes, the coffee will come out, but it will be very light. It will not be strong because almost everything, most of the things have remained up in the filter paper. Do I make sense? Yeah. It's like using a blanket and using a Sharia to filter something. Almost everything you put in a Sharia will come out because it has a more soft body. But a blanket or a jacket has a more strong body. It means some of the things will remain up. So this is pure common sense. Since the filter paper has a more thick body, most of the coffee oils and soluble compounds will be trapped inside this filter paper. As simple as that. So, vice versa, the reverse is true. Since this filter paper has a more thin body, it means if we put coffee and then we pour water, almost everything will come apart from the residues. You understand? But everything will come. This is why they say the AeroPress will always give you a strong coffee. You don't need too much, like you don't need to be a genius to know this. This is just pure common sense. Pure common sense. Now listen. Factor number two. We look at what we call the grind size. Yeah? We look at the grind size. Now see. Since this filter paper has a more thick body, yeah, we cannot put small particles. Because why? If the filter paper has a more thick body and then we put small particles, it means when we pour water will find it hard to pass through the particles and then find it hard to pass through the paper at the same time. It means the coffee will come out tomorrow. You understand? Yeah. So, meaning, since the filter paper has a more thick body, at least we make the particles a little bit big so that water can come a little bit fast in the particles, though it will be a little bit slow in the filter paper. You understand? So it creates a balance. It is fast in the particles, but slow in the filter paper. There is a balance in flow. Do you understand, guys watching live? People watching live, do you understand? Yeah? So it's the same trick here. It is the same trick. Since the filter paper is very thin, we cannot put thin particles because we cannot put big particles, because if we put bigger particles, water will flow very fast in the particles and then flow very fast in the filter paper as well. It means whatever you put will come out in 1 minute. You understand? So what we do, we put smaller particles to trap the flow, because the filter paper, it will just go out, to create a balance in flow. Do you understand? This is something very easy to understand. Very easy. I can tell this to my grandfather in 1 minute. He will be a barista. Do you know what somebody said? Nti kakazi katukako ye kanywedde ku mazzi. Yeah. Okay. We proceed. Now, we go to something very complicated. This is where I need your utmost attention. This is where I need your utmost attention. The last factor is what we call the brew ratio. Brew ratio. Yesterday, we saw what the word ratio means. And I said, ratio means how much goes into every one, how much goes into every particular, how much goes into every singular. You understand? Yeah. Now we are 3 men, 3 ladies. How many ladies will each get? 1. What does that mean? It means the ratio of boys to men is 1 to. You understand? So if by any chance you become 9 women and 3 men, what is the ratio of boys to women? 1 to 3. What against the sura bulungi? It means the ratio will be 1 to 3. You understand? So ratio means how much goes into every, in every singular or in every one. You understand? So brew ratio, it means the brewing ratio. You understand? So if we are doing brewing, yesterday we said the ratio of espresso is, what is the ratio of espresso? Sorry? 1 to 2. The ratio of espresso is 1 to 2. Meaning in 1 gram, we get 2 mils of espresso. You understand? Now, when we are brewing, the brew ratio is approximately around 1 to 12, maximum 1 to 15. Now, listen very carefully. This means in every 1 gram of coffee, I will pour 12 mils of water. You understand? It means in every 1 gram of coffee, I will pour 12 mils of water. If I'm making V60, I get 1 gram of coffee. If I choose my ratio to be 1 is to 12, it means I'll pour 12 mils of water. If I'm making V60, I take 10 grams of coffee. If I pour my water on the ratio of 1 to 12, that means I'll pour 112. You understand? You understand? So the brew ratio ranges from 1 to 12, maximum 1 is to 15. It means I can choose any ratio between 1 to 12 to 1 to 15. People watching live, do you understand what I'm saying? Please give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying. I repeat. Brew ratio means how much water will go in every 1 gram of coffee that you're going to use. I'm free to choose in the range between 12 to 15. You understand? It means I can use 1 is to 12, 1 is to 12.5, or 1 is to 13, 1 is to 13.5, or 1 is to 14, or 1 is to 14.5, or 1 is to 15. 1 is to 15 means in every 1 gram of coffee that I have, I will use 15 mils of water. It means 15 will multiply with any amount of coffee that I have. If I have 20 grams, I will multiply it by 15 to get 3. It means this is the total amount of water that I'm going to. 1:12 to 1:15. This is the brewing ratio. Do you understand? There is nothing like a perfect ratio. I repeat, there is nothing like a perfect brewing ratio as long as your coffee is good. It means if you're a barista, you can choose any ratio that you want as long as the coffee tastes. You understand? I'm very okay if somebody asks me, Timo, are those Colombian beans? Yes. Do make for me a V60. I can choose any ratio I will make for my customer. Okay, I'll make you V60, but I will use 1:13. If I tell my customer my ratio is 1:13, this means the customer already knows in every 1 gram that I'm going to give, I will put 13 mils of water. He doesn't know how many grams that I'm going to give him, but what he knows, in every one you will put 13. You understand? The customer, when the customer walks in a coffee shop, he will not ask you how many grams are you going, how many water are you going, he will not ask such questions. The only question will be, what is your brew ratio? I'll make AeroPress for you and I'll brew on a ratio of 1:14. Kalas. He knows in every 1 gram you will put 14 mils of. Simple. He knows. He doesn't know how many grams you're going to put. Let me tell you something. This is common sense, pure common sense. Ratio dictates quality, not quantity. Hey, Jemuli, are you there, guys? Ratio dictates quality, not quantity. 1 to 2, yeah, is the same as 2 to 4. Is the same as 4 to 8. Is the same as 5 to 10. Is the same as 6 to 12. Is the same as 7 to 14. You understand? So this is quality. This is quantity. This is the quality. Because 2 is the significant.
Yeah. It is a constant.
2 is the constant. The quality is just changing. I asked you a question. You didn't give me an answer. It's the same thing I was telling you yesterday when you were there. I was telling you to take a day. I can tell. Listen. Let's learn to understand. Ofumba, do you cook at home? Do you know how to cook rice?
Yes, sir.
In 1 cup of rice, how many cups of water do you put?
1.5, because I use rice cooker.
You use a They put 2 cups in every rice. That's the standard everywhere international. Now I'll give you simple mathematics. If in 1 cup of rice you put 2 cups of water, yeah? If I give you 4 cups of rice, how much water will you put? If in 1 cup of rice you put 2 cups of water, how much water will you put in 4 cups of rice? Thank you. So if I give you 10 cups of rice, how much water will you put in your rice? Thank you. I don't take it there. Yeah? So now let me ask you. The rice that I gave you 1 cup and you put 2 cups of water, will it taste the same as the rice I gave you 10 cups and you put 20 cups of water? Wanji?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it will taste the same.
People watching live. Wanji?
Yes.
Check microphone. Is my microphone okay? Oh, Jesus. Yeah? My microphone is down, yeah? How about now? My microphone is down, yeah? How about now? Okay. I repeat. Now let me put it in a drink. Then you will understand. If I give you one mango and then you put 2 cups of water, and I give you 10 mangoes and you put 20 cups of water, will this mango juice taste the same?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the correct answer. Because here, this is just quantity, but the quality is still the same. You understand?
Yeah.
So, meaning, if a customer walks in a coffee shop, he asks for a V60. If you tell the customer the ratio is the standard, is the quality. It doesn't matter how many grams you give him. Since you use the same ratio, the taste will always be the
Same.
You understand?
Yeah.
If they're making Coca-Cola in a Coca-Cola factory, they make one bottle as a sample. When they test and the Coca-Cola bottle is okay, then they make a tank of the same solution.
Thanks.
And then they make millions of Coca-Cola bottles. You understand? But they test on one bottle. This is the ratio.
Every sample tastes the same.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, what you need to understand, brew ratio dictates the taste of the coffee. The ratio dictates the quality or the taste of the coffee. The quantity can change. I can decide to give my customer 10 grams. I can decide to give my customer 15 grams. I can decide to give my customer 20 grams. I can decide to give my customer 18 grams. But as long as I use the same ratio, the taste will always remain the same. You understand?
Yeah.
It means I can give him the same coffee beans using the same ratio but different quantity.
Yeah.
I bring one V60 to here, another V60 here. But they all taste because I'm using the same ratio makes consistency and dictates the quality.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So this is the fundamentals of coffee. If you understand what the word ratio means, then you are halfway to be a good barista. Because in everything we use in a coffee shop, we use ratios. You understand? Yeah? Okay. Why are they meeting now? Okay, we proceed. So, listen, we say, guys, Chemex gives us a light,
Coffee.
V60 gives us a balance, and we said Aeropress gives us a strong
Coffee.
strong coffee. Yeah? So, the time of extraction or of brewing, the brewing time, the total brewing time of Aeropress is 4
To
to
5
5
minutes.
V60 is 3 to 4
minutes.
minutes. Aeropress doesn't take too much time. We use somewhere like 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. If you're home or in a coffee shop and you used to make Aeropress for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, that's very wrong. Since the extraction is very open, we do it very fast. Are we together?
Yeah.
So listen. We talk about the grind size. And we say here we use
Fine. Small particles.
Here we use,
coarse, big particles,
and here we use.
medium.
Thank you. Now listen, I want to teach you something very fast. If this is the grind size, this is 0.0, this is the middle, yeah? This is big, in coffee what we call?
Coarse.
And this is small, in coffee what we call?
Fine.
Yeah? It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going big. You understand?
Yes.
Now listen. If we tell you, make for me AeroPress, then you want to grind fine. You don't grind too much
Fine.
fine. Because if you grind too much fine, the coffee will be like these particles. This is espresso fine.
Yeah.
Water cannot pass through.
Takes long to pass.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if I tell you to brew for AeroPress, it doesn't mean you have to brew too much
Fine.
fine. No. If this is 0.0, the middle point, and this is the last point, if I tell you to brew fine, it means you brew from this bracket, not far. So in coffee language, this is what we call medium to
Fine.
fine. You understand? If you come to brew this side, you brew like here, not too coarse, because you'll make big particles like tablets. You understand? So in coffee language, this is what we call medium to coarse. You understand? Bane coffee mwangu. You just have to be open-minded. Let me tell you this. When I'm teaching, I don't teach people to cram or cram work. Yeah? There is no scale that you will find which is 0 to 6. No. I teach you to understand, not to cram numbers or figures. As long as you go to any scale, you will see. Now, when you look at this one, they show you this is center. Yeah? It goes from here to here. Then you know where is the far course, where is the far 5. If this is 0 and this is 35, then you know what is the middle. You use common. If you come to this one, then this one is 0 and this one is what? This is 31 and this is 0. Now you look for middle. I don't teach you to cram numbers. I teach you to understand. If you find the scale is 1 to 50, it means the middle is in somewhere between 26, 25.
Yeah.
If you find 1 to 30, it means the middle is somewhere between 15. If you find somewhere between 1 to 10, it means the middle is somewhere between 5, 5.5. You understand? So you just have to learn to not learn to cram.
Okay.
Awanda be waka. People watching home, do you understand, guys?
Can I ask you one question?
Okay.
How comes you know that this 60 needs to read 4 minutes?
Sorry?
How comes you know this 60 it takes 3 to 4 minutes?
That's the standard.
Because I don't want to cram, I want to understand.
I know that's the standard time. Okay. Answer to Charlie page here. Yeah? For those of you guys who watch our YouTube channels or our YouTube like teachings, ngenda kutandikawo special edition nga nzija ne to discussing ekintu kimu one thing at a time. And I can come ne kusomesa V60 eno yonna n'otegeera buli kigikwatako, like a special of a V60. Tujiveeko nkusomesa a special of Chemex, a special of Aeropress. Tuvewo kutwale a special of how to use the machine, a special tutorial of how to clean the machine, a special of how to steam, a special of how to do latte art for beginners, special of how to do calibration. Njakufunayo ngenda fiso obudde ntandika okukola episodes zino for people watching tuberenga YouTube channel yaffe tugikeepinga ng'eri busy nga coffee akolaki aflowing nga tuve mu zino live zo mu ezokukola okwasa amirira kokka. I want to give back to society one way or the other. Okay, so those specials will be starting this week. But like I said, guys, you're 130 people watching live. You can go to my YouTube channel. It's called Barista TIMO. You can tap subscribe and share that live button as well. Okay, so we go to what we call the steps taken while brewing. You can get your book, guys. Write this down. Steps taken while brewing. The steps we take while brewing. The steps we take while brewing. Okay? So, if I call you to do you done? So, if I tell you, stand up, make for me one coffee, brew for me one coffee, what do you have to do first? One will tell me to put everything I'm going to use on the table. That's not a step because that's a must. Okola chinyawo. Towandika. I don't want to see you using your phone. Over WhatsApp. Okay, it's fine. You watch the video and copy your notes. As I said, guys, if I tell you start brewing, step number 1, wet your filter paper. Wet your filter paper. That's step number 1. Wet your filter paper. It means if I get my V60, I'm done. I want to start. I get my filter paper. I open it. Put it inside. Get my hot water and make it wet. Yeah? Why do we wet the filter paper? In bracket, put
smell.
to remove
Smell.
the paper smell. In bracket, to remove the paper smell. Okay? That is step number 1. Step number 1. Step number 2, guys. Step number 2. We weigh
The coffee.
and grind our coffee. Step number 2, we weigh and grind our coffee. It means if these are my Colombian coffee beans that I'm going to use, I'll get my cup where I'm going to put my coffee. I get my scale. There, I weigh how many grams that I'm going to use. After, I take these coffee beans, I pour them inside the grinder, and then I crush them. I set the size that I'm going to use. Medium, fine, coarse, blah, 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 whatsoever. After setting my size, I crush my coffee out. Kalas? This is step number 2. You understand? Okay. Step number 3. This is the most important step. Listen carefully. Step number 3 is called blooming. It's called blooming. B-L-O-O-M-I-N-G. It's called blooming. What does blooming mean? Blooming, this is where we pour hot water onto coffee to let out carbon dioxide. dioxide. This is where we pour hot water onto coffee to let out carbon dioxide. It means if this is my coffee, I'm going to use, I pour inside, I put on my scale. Blooming means I'll start my time and then I pour hot water and make all the coffee inside wet. Yeah? I make all the coffee inside wet. Then I put my kettle down and give my coffee a little break so that the carbon dioxide inside can evaporate. You understand?
Yeah.
So this process takes, now I want you to write in bracket, blooming to remove carbon dioxide. This process will take 30 to 35 seconds. So this is the time taken. Yeah? And I'll make sure that I pour 30 to 50 mils of water. Now, this is the water that I will use, and this is the time that I will give my coffee to evaporate the carbon dioxide which is inside. It means I make all the coffee wet, but I don't use too much water. I use somewhere between 30 to 50 mils of water, and then give it a break for 30 to 35 seconds. What did I change again? What did I say?
You said that when you were like when you are
Yeah?
brewing takes 30 to 35 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
We do brewing to remove carbon dioxide.
Mm-hmm.
The last one, I think that was
Because you're writing and I'm explaining.
so
Harry, as I said, guys, when I'm blooming, I start my time, I pour and make all the coffee wet. I don't use too much water. I make sure I use somewhere between 30 to 50 mils of water. After making all the coffee wet, I let my coffee rest for some time, between 30 to 35 seconds. It means my clock is ticking. When it ticks, tick, tack, tick, tack. When it comes to 35 seconds, then I can start to brew again. That's enough time. Carbon dioxide has already evaporated. You understand? This is what you call blooming. Then after that, we go to step number 4, and this is what I call fast pour. Fast pour, I pour half the ratio. Half the ratio. Meaning, if I am going to use a total amount of water of 300 mils of water, when I do my fast pour, I pour half. Like I pour until I reach 1, but I continue from this one. I pour before. I don't. This one I poured before. This is where I start from. You understand? So it means if I stop, let's say on 35 grams or 36 or 49 or 50, it is on this 50 that I continue to make half the ratio of water that I'm going to use in total. Yeah? Then we come, after here, you give it a rest. It means you pour halfway and you make it rest for a while. And then you come back to pour what we call the last pour. You pour to complete. You pour to complete. Are we together?
yeah.
So this is blooming. This is brewing. It's very, very, very easy. I'm not going to brew. I'm not going to brew for the class, but tomorrow I'll have a brew session for V60. More details, more elaborated. Almost you'll get to know everything you didn't know about the V60 tomorrow in a special. Then the next day I'll do a Chemex, and the next day I'll do an AeroPress. For this week I'll be making one by one, and these videos will be uploaded on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook channel. This class is recorded after it will also be posted. We are sorry for people because you have to watch your phones in a landscape mode. I know people, this is very hard for them, but I see 100 and so people, 120 people plus still watching. So that's good news. At least people can give it a second thought, because I want this to be a little bit more professional, because for the past days, when I record, when it's in portrait, when I start to edit, it's a black screen and a black screen on the other side. So if I make it landscape, if you go watch on my YouTube channel, you see how the video looks like. It's very big screen. You can put it on your TV, in your sitting room, wherever you are, in your bedroom, in your lodge, in your hotel, wherever you are, and watch. Okay, so these classes are on YouTube. Go to YouTube, look for Barista TIMO, subscribe, like, leave a sweet comment. We'll be happy to accommodate you any other day coming. Thank you so much for today. You've been a wonderful audience. Until we catch up next time, in Spanish we say adios.